Hello, my fellow text-to-speech users.
I'm Mr. Church, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit differently. We're going to be looking at the new boss that they added to the game during this new update, Nuke World on Tour, which of course is the belly of the beast. We're going to be seeing some interesting, very interesting things, and we're going to try fighting this thing 5 different times, and we're going to see one of the most exciting new features to the game that a lot of people aren't talking about. The new animation in the game. Stop animation. So sit back, relax, and watch me go naked into the belly of the beast. But first, of course, it needs to be launched in the right spot. If it's not launched in the right spot, then then it doesn't trigger the event. So that's a little tricky. Let's start off and see what the first Titan brings us on this wonderful Christmas morning. It's definitely not Christmas. What day is it? He hates me. Well, I didn't drop the nuke. So for the first Titan, I thought it would be good if I just did it normally. You know, I'm a man. I have a little fixer. No explosives, and no one's launched here before, so I'm not going to be producing any lag, and I think it'll be good to see how smoothly this will go. Oh boy, I was shooting at it before the spikes came out of the ground. That's a big no-no. Now, if you've done this event, you'll know that these spikes have to be broken with melee only. There was a lot of slamming on the ground. It kind of reminded me of when one of my cousins couldn't get second helpings on Thanksgiving dinner. So it just, to me, it was triggering. I think that they could have probably, oh, that guy ate him. Well, I can't be mad at that. You know, we have to keep a good supplemental diet during these trying times of the apocalypse. But yeah, let's talk about my cousin's eating habits. We don't need to talk about my cousin's eating habits. I think this is getting to the point where I probably should start over from the beginning. The intro was weak, but not as weak as my own self-esteem. Now that's something I've been working on personally, but, you know, editing videos, maybe I should also be working on that, given the fact that I have a YouTube channel. Oh yeah, I've got a YouTube channel. That's right. Maybe I should upload stuff to it. And should I... Well, thought maybe if we went inside his stomach, like Jonah inside the big fish, then we would have kind of a inside look at what was going on in his regurgitation powers. But he soon squelched away. He didn't like me in there, leaving behind these noxious fumes, which reminded me, of course, of my cousin at Thanksgiving dinner. It was obvious that they didn't need second helpings when the fumes were erupting around us. I think that anyone with meager observational skills could attest to the fact that, you know, old Clarence, you've had enough. Had enough fruitcake, and so why don't you go into the living room and we'll take care of the dishes. Don't you lift a finger. You know, you've done enough. You've really done enough. But as you can see this new animation feature they've added, the stop motion animation, is really, in my opinion, a very artistic style and a really good idea that they've added to the game. Hello? Oh no, shit. Well, let's go to the next one, maybe. Maybe I should sit down for this next one. Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, anyway, just sit here and relax. That's good. Oh, okay. Well, the next one I thought, well, I'm gonna wear my cardigan, you know? I thought the last one was kind of rotten, I was getting really cold. There was a breeze, so I put on my cardigan, of course. But also, oh god, it came out of the ground, the teeth looking hella nice, to be honest. Now, if my cousin had tusks like that, we would have given him all the cornbread that he wanted. But I don't think he wanted that much. Now, for this, I thought I'd use my fixer still. Again, I don't want to contribute anything to this. I want to show that the stop motion animation is a feature of the game and not something that I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just using a gentle hand, and, well, Clarence isn't using a gentle hand. Look at those tusks. Lots of shoving, lots of pushing. It's kind of rude. You know, you go to the fair and you expect to be treated decently, at least by some of the people, and instead you get this behemoth behavior. And also, the stomach gases were much worse when I went inside them that time. Now, I don't recommend you go inside people, especially if they don't want you to. This was just for the boss fight only, and in that context alone. Now, I shot him in the stomach. I thought that would make him feel better. It was like when you know, have to burp the baby. It didn't make him feel better. He still kept pounding the ground incessantly, and I kept jiggling about every time he did it. It was like he was scaring half to death. I tried free aiming a little bit. That was fun. But it was hard to aim because everything was dying before my bullets could get to it, because they were already dead, of course. The screen just wasn't letting me know that. There was a lot of jiggling about in the noxious fumes as well, so I thought, well, it's time to use the Mouth of God. I don't think at this point I'm going to be hurting anybody. So I pulled out the Mouth of God and got slapping. Now this way I could use the spray damage at least to kill some things, because it was impossible to hit any of the targets with only 7 frames an hour. So I decided that if I use this, I could just spray around and something was bound to hit somebody. But as you can see, this crisp, clean, smooth look from side to side portrayed on these storyboard time cards on the screen. Now, I've always been a fan of art, and the new artistic styles that they're bringing to the game are having me really excited for the future of Fallout 76. Because one of the things that you might not know is that you know, art styles in games have been evolving over the years, and this is just one of the many revolutions that Bethesda is behind. And can you imagine the change it will bring to the gaming industry when other developers begin using this method as well? And that, of course, is the stop-motion animation that I've been talking about. Now, we all are probably aware of the difficulty in making stop-motion animation. You have to take a picture of something, and then take another one, and so forth, and then you put them together. It's quite difficult, and so I think that it's really impressive that they were able to add this animation style to the game so late after the production of the game itself. Of course, they also gave us this aerial flight capability. This is just a special treat. What it is the noxious fumes actually get inside your jetpack, allowing you to go super high into the air. And let's just maybe do Titan number 3. Maybe we could do that instead. So for Titan number 3, I thought I would use a different character. You know, because I know there's some of you out there that are saying, well, you're just lagging the server out because you're on some corrupted account or something. And I want you to be, like, knowledgeable about my own encephalopathy, which I don't think you realize is one of the main brain conditions that you can get when you consume too many human brains. I am talking, of course, about transmissible spongiform encephalopathy, like not just any kind, but well, I don't know why we have to bring that up again, because I've been over it. It was the other guy that cannibalized the man in front of me. I had nothing to do with it. I was standing there trying to pick him off when he got bit. So, as you can see, Clarence is still slamming onto the table, wanting more cranberry sauce. And I feel like his attitude has become increasingly putrid ever since we said, no, you can't ride on the roller coaster, you're way too big. Like, it's not even like a body issue thing, it's just you're a different species than what it was designed for. And I thought we explained it to him in a way that was kind and wouldn't be hurtful. But as you can see, he's sitting here just in a right mood. Just look at this behavior. And the frames. Of course, someone did die, and that's always good. So let's, in 3 pieces, 3 pictures, pick them back up. And that's good. Everyone's safe. That one is running even smoother. Let's go to Titan number, and I want to say this with clarity, 4. So for Titan number 4, I thought, well, to hell with the cornbread. Clarence, you've really outdone yourself. Maybe this time let's try eating some cheese while we do the event and see if that'll help anything. So I ate some cheese. It was Colby Jack, for those that were wondering. And what happened was the same exact result. It seemed that no matter what I do, this stop animation was part of the game itself. And that's why we do this rigorous scientific test of doing 5 different Titans on different servers with different accounts, different characters, and using different cheese. Because how else are we gonna know? You know, because this is a big deal to the game. It's a big change they're making, the stop animation. Because what they're going to do next probably is claymation. And I've always been a big fan of that. So I'm really excited. And when you do science like this, you are investigating the game. And you're seeing the different changes they're making. You can kind of predict what they're going to do next. And so I think it's fair that we can kind of, this is going to be really cool. And so what we're going to see next probably is some stop motion animation, is some claymation is what I meant to say. And I think that that could be really neat to see. So that's something that I'm really excited about and looking forward to. And I think that this scientific method is how we're going to find that answer for ourselves. Now, of course, the stop motion animation does mean I have less recoil with my 308. What is that called? Who cares? I don't care about the weapon. It's just, it's something, it's called what's it called? What is that weapon called? It's called a, who cares? So for my next one, I thought I wanted to do this one naked. I was determined to not introduce any lag into the server, so I thought, well, if I don't have clothes to load in, then it'll run smoother. Of course, then they thought this would be a good time to launch the nuke on top of where Billy actually starts slamming the ground. So now I have to be naked in a nuke zone, which I wasn't really wanting to do. That wasn't the plan. But I think that this naked run is going to be the most important, because we're going to be able to, first of all, determine once and for all, is this stop animation, or am I just in need of an upgrade of some kind? Or maybe we could fix something. No. No, I don't think that anything needs to be fixed. I think that this is how it's intended to run, I would assume. Because, well, we have to keep in mind, you know, this is a big gaming company. Bethesda Gaming Studios is a big studio, and they're owned, of course, by Microsoft at this point. So I would assume, you know, we make assumptions a lot, but this isn't an assumption. We know that this is a big company, so anything like this, they've obviously installed the game themselves and opened it up and went in and did the event that they added to the game. So they would have seen if it was lag, oh, this isn't supposed to be happening, and fixed it. So we know that it's not lag. It is a new art style. And some people were just laughing about it. I was telling them I was really excited about this new animation style. I'm an artist myself. I do a lot of drawings, and I also do mimes. You can't see it right now, but it would be really cool if you did. And what I was saying was that this is really exciting for the art community. You know, there's a big art community in the Fallout 76 world, and we're excited about these different changes they're bringing. And they started laughing because they thought I was being sarcastic, which is, that just goes to show, you know, some people can never tell. And they just, you know, it's have a little bit of awareness, you know, and some social ability. You know, I'm clearly being serious about this, and I think that it's something that we could all be excited about ourselves. And it's not just that. There's other really good things about this update as well. I want to say there's a lot of really good stuff on the scoreboard for once, and that's like really exciting. They've actually added a lot of free camp items for us that we don't have to pay $30 for. So I thought that was really exciting. And also, there's a lot of new camp items with the Nuke World on Tour in general, including all the new events. So there's a lot of positives here, and if, you know, if Fallout 76 stop motion animation or claymation isn't your speed, there are, of course, the other new events, which don't seem to have this animation style, so you can play those to your heart's content. But then you have this new flavor here, the Titan here, and you can see that it's just a delightful change from the mundane. It's something that can really get your spirits risen, just like Jesus did on Easter Day. That didn't happen. Oh, it did happen. You know, well, let's not worry about what heresy I'm uttering this week on the channel. We're gonna talk about instead is, I think a fan favorite was when Jesus floated up to heaven, and then when he, you know, his body left his spirit, and then his body just started floating around in the galaxies out there. But enough of the subtle religious undertow. We have this exciting update, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys think about the new update. And thank you guys so much for watching this. I know it's a bit different than my usual build videos, but I've got one of those coming up soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I have a Discord. The link for that is in the description if you're not in there already. Again, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you guys. We just hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, which is huge, and I couldn't have done it without you, especially my patrons and channel members. Thank you guys so much for your support, especially the last few months have been kind of dodgy. But I will see you guys in what can only be described as the next